Hello friends, this is another example from recursion to divide and conquer. The problem is different way to add parentheses. Again, this video assumes you watched my previous video about recursion method. If you didn't watch that video and you have any question in this video, you should check out my blog gorecursion.com because I'm using recursion method to solve all algorithm problem. So you go to my blog, you click algorithm, you will find my previous video. I recommend you watch those videos first. Here, those videos. That's including some fundamental about recurrent tree and recurrent tree. Let's go back to the problem. So for this example, we start from, for example, this one. Here is our recurrent tree. Each step, how many options you have. For example, the first option we can compute this value here. Another option, we can compute this, and the third option we can compute this first. So if we do compute this one first, we get this subproblem. And if we compute this first, we got this subproblem. The third option, we got this subproblem. For each subproblem, we keep doing the same. So how many options we have here? We have two options because we have two operators here. So until we got the leaf node of the tree. So the total result here, as you can see, we can get 10, minus 14, 10, 10, or minus 10, minus 10, minus 14, minus 34. There are two problems here. The first problem is we got duplicate the result here. That's because if we compute this first, and then compute this, the value exactly same if you do it reverse. So if you do this first, then do this, you'll get same result. And another problem is each time you need to copy the whole input. For example, here you compute this one first, you got 6. Then you need to copy all of the rest into this node. Is there a way to overcome those two drawbacks? Let's see. Here, let's travel the recurrent tree in a different way. Instead of compute at each option, we compute current node first. We think it another way. We compute the current node at the last, which means the first option here we have is times 2 times the rest, but we are not doing it right now. We compute in the last order. So that's lead to this subproblem. Then we have two options. This option 1, option 2. Option 1 will lead this subproblem here. So until we got there is only number left. That's a leaf node. When it's returned, we compute all this value here. So the benefit of this, we will not get duplicate answer. For example, first step we divide the subproblem here. We got those two, so we only get 1 minus 14 here. That's number one. Number two, we don't need to copy the whole string each time. We just need to point left and right. For this subproblem, we just move left to here. For this subproblem here, we just move right point to here. So that's, by using this, we overcome the two drawbacks of this. Let's take a look at the code. So we have two functional is operator, just return true if the character is plus, minus, or times. And another one is if the operator is here, we return. That's very easy. So here, each time, if we meet a operator here, we need to divide it to two subproblems. This is our left, this is the right. When it returns, when those recursive call returns, for example here, when this subproblem returns, it will get multiple value. For this one here is 20, so 3 minus 20 is minus 14. For this node here, when it returns, here is minus 1 times 5, which is minus 2. So this node will get two value. 2 times this two value. That's the answer here. So when those two recursive call returns, we need to for loop, then add the result into the final result. And another problem is how we can terminate. For example, for a node like this, it has no operator, which means the code will never hit here. In this case, the size would be 0. So when the size is 0, we add the number here. This is a substring from left to right. So here would be returned a 2. So that's the solution. It's very, very easy. So this problem is not difficult, but the idea is very important. Sometimes you divide original problem into multiple problems. Sometimes you do it in the first order. Sometimes you do it in the last. There are also some other examples on Leetcode. You need to, after you divide, you need do it in reverse order. That will be much easier. Okay, that's the example. Thank you for watching.